In this section, we will study about area classification. We have understood about the hazardous area. Now, hazardous area is divided into different zones or classes based on the presence of the hazardous material, based on the duration through which the hazardous material is present, and based on type of hazardous material present. Area classification is important because this gives an idea about the presence of flammable substance and what type of protection we should use for different electrical apparatus. So what is the importance of area classification? First, area classification method provide a description of the hazardous material that may be present and probability that it is present so that appropriate equipment may be selected and safe installation practices are followed. It is intended that each room, section or area of a facility shall be considered individually in determining this classification. The hazardous location areas take into account of different danger presented by the potentially explosive atmospheres. It enables protective measures to be taken which account for both cost and safety factors. Now, as you can see in the right side, there is a drawing. It shows different units of a petrochemical or refinery unit, and by different marking we show that which area is uh, or particular zone or particular class, and this gives you an idea that of which material or which equipment we need to select, which kind of protection we need to use for that particular area. So for determining the area classification for a specific location requires a thorough understanding of that particular site. An exhaustive study of the site must be taken before decision can be made on what class, division or group is to be assigned. Area of classification as per NFPA. NFPA Publication 70, NEC and CEC define three categories of hazardous material that have been designated as Class 1, Class 2 and Class 3. The classes define the type of explosive or ignitable substances which are present in the atmosphere, such as Class 1 locations are those in which flammable vapors and gases may be present. Class 2 locations are those in which combustible dust may be found, and Class 3 locations are those where the presence of ignitable fiber and flames are there. So Class 1 is for vapor and gas gases, Class 2 is for dust, and Class 3 is for fibers and flames. As you can see that this is the three zones, Class 1, Class 2 and Class 3. And the typical application being for the Class 1, it is most common, it is being any oil and gas installations, nuclear facility, power generation facility, mines. For Class 2 is basically for coal handling and metal grinding and pharmaceutical plants. And Class 3 is for textile, cotton mills, wool processing. So this type of division is necessary because the hazard created by gas and vapor differs from the hazard created by dust or hazard created by the fibers and flames, and different precautions are need to be taken. So this type of classification has been done. Now, division definition. Each of the three classes discussed earlier is further divided into two divisions, Division 1 and Division 2. Division defines the likelihood of the hazardous material being present in a flammable concentration. Now, Division 1 means in which the ignitable concentration of the hazard exists under normal operating condition or where hazard is caused by frequent maintenance or repair work or frequent equipment failure. And Division 2 is where the ignition concentration of the hazards are handled, processed or used, but which are normally in closed container or closed systems from which they cannot escape through they can only escape through accidental rupture or breakdown of such containers or system. So the division 1 and division 2, for the case of the division 1, normally ignitable concentration of hazards exist in normal condition. Normal condition is there is no failure of the equipment, there is no rupture of the any particular disk or something, but in normal operation it can be due to the multiple reasons, maybe due to the frequent maintenance work, due to the repair work or frequent breakdown failure. So this type of zone is known as division 1. And what is division 2? Division 2 is where under normal condition there is no hazard, but in abnormal condition which may occur due to the rupture of equipment or any container leakage like this. So in this way we categorized division 1 and division 2. I am giving you an example. As you can see that in a gasoline station or a petrol station, there are containers which are underground, and there are the loading arms and loading station are the above ground. Now the containers which are below ground, this is this area is division 1 because here high flammable concentration is present. This is also division 1 because you are giving with the loading arm, and there may be leakage from the loading arm because of the frequent use of it and maintenance of it. But this outside area may be vicinity of the tank or vicinity of the tanker. This area is designated as division 2. So how far will be, what will be the radius of division 1, what will be the radius of division 2, how far it will be extended? All these are studied in the zone radius or hazardous area extension study, which we will do afterwards. There are methods to define it, so no need to worry about that. For the time being, we only need to know that what is class and what is division. Now there are other methods also through IEC. IEC classifies the hazardous area into three areas based on zone 0, zone 1 and zone 2. Zone 0 are the place where the explosive atmosphere consisting of mixture of air or dangerous substance in the form of gas, vapor or mist is present continuously for a long period of time or frequently. Zone 1 is where the explosive atmosphere consisting of the mixture of air of dangerous substances in form gas, vapor or mist is likely to occur in normal operation occasionally. And zone 2 is a place where the explosive atmosphere consisting of mixture of air, dangerous substance in the form of the gas, vapor or mist is not likely to occur in normal operation, but if it does occur, will persist for a short period of time only. So there are three categories: zone 0, zone 1 and zone 2. Zone 0, this is as per IEC classification. Where would we are considered? This is as per IEC classification, and this is most widely used in oil and gas industries. Zone 0, zone 1 and zone 2, and this is for This is only for gas, vapor and mist. This is not for the dust or fibers or flames. There are separate classification for that. So for the time being, we are only considered for gas, vapor and mist. So according to it, there are three categories: zone 0, zone 1 and zone 2. Zone 0, as you can see, this is the loading station. These are the loading arms that is going into it. So this portion, this connection, there is a chance, or there is always a presence of always presence of dangerous mixture, because here it is connected. There may be slight uh, hole or something through which the vapors always escape, and they form a presence for a long period of time or frequently. So this is zone 0, this red portion. And now the area just outside this is zone 1, because uh, under normal operation there is a chance, but it does not present continuously, but it present on occasion basis. And zone 2 is a yellow area. There under normal operation there is no chance, but in case of any breakdown there is a possibility. But even if it is occurring, it is occur only for say, small amount of time. So this is zone 0, zone 1 and zone 2. If you have any difficulty in understanding this concept, don't worry, we will again revisit this topic with example wise and with case study. So don't worry about it. For the time being, just remember that there are three zones: zone 0, zone 1 and zone 2. In zone 0, the probability of presence of hazardous mixture is more. In zone 1 compared to zone 0, it is less, and zone 2 is further less. But there are some areas which are not still which are not classified, that are the unclassified area. These are like areas where the piping system is without any valves or fittings or flange, because if any piping system is without any fittings or flange, it is normally straight run of pipe, so there is no chance of any leakage, or the chances of leakage are very minimal, so we do not categorize that area. Areas where the flammable liquids or vapor are transported with only in suitable containers or vessel. When there is a transportation is only through a container or vessel, and there is no opening of the container, no filling of the container. So that area, suppose after the example I have given, that after you have after a tanker is filled with the petrol or gasoline from the loading station, when it is in loading station, uh, the container is a particular zone, and outside the container there is another zone, zone 0, zone 1. But after the container is sealed and it hits the road and it goes through the road, throughout the road when it passes, there is no classification of that transportation route, because it is going through a suitable container. Third is areas where the permanent ignition source is there. For example, flare tips, flare pits, and other open flames or hot surfaces. So this is all for this particular lecture. In the next lecture, we would understand about the zone radius and hazardous area extension. That how far the hazardous area should extend, and what are the procedures to attain the results of the hazardous radius. We'll check that out. So you all know that hazardous area certification training is very important for a engineer
who are working in the hazardous area, like refinery, petrochemical or chemical plants. And a certification in this regard is very useful for getting a job. And there is a very good course in this regard in Udemy. I will put the link of this course in the description box. You can visit the site and check it out, and this is a really good course and good certification to earn. And here you will get all the information about the hazardous area, and also get a thorough understanding about the IEC 6000079 standard. So please enroll for this course, and this will be really beneficial for you.